Eva, anything else you want to say about who you are and the work that you do?
I just love to empower women and couples in living the most pleasurable life possible in and out of the bedroom. My approach is somatic and trauma informed. I think that's really important to name and important skills to have today when it comes to the conversation around sex.
And when you say somatic and trauma informed, what does that mean to you? I'm grabbing paper so I can write it down.
Yeah. So by training, I'm a somatic psychotherapist, meaning soma is of the body. So in somatic psychotherapy, we come from a slightly different orientation that's less about talking about the wound or talking about the problem, and it's more about re-entraining the nervous system and expanding the capacity and resiliency of the nervous system for life, to try to titrate against life stressors. And so, especially when we talk about sex and sexual pleasure, it's such a neurological event. Most people think that sex happens in the genitals. Sex actually happens in your brain. And anytime we're talking about increasing sexual pleasure or resolving trauma, we have to look at this additionally from the perspective of the brain and the nervous system.
It's beautiful. I'm wondering if you have any snippets or words of wisdom for whether a woman is single or coupled. How do we start by rearranging and shifting the priority in regard to our sensuality and our passion?
Such a great question and such an important question. And you and I recently have been talking about this, about the importance of mindset. And for a lot of women and a lot of couples, the erotic life is kind of last on the list. It's not as important as the daily tasks or getting the kids to school on time or going to work and earning a living, that it kind of falls down in the list of priorities. And I'm here to say it's really important to keep that at the top of your list, because your erotic life, meaning your relationship to your body, and meaning Eros is literally your life force. It is your vitality. So when I talk about your erotic life, I don't just mean your sexual life. I mean your relationship to life itself. And we know that sensuality, sexuality, sexual pleasure, orgasm, turn on is a really important driver and engine for your life force.
So my first question, Christie, and then we'll also ask you what is rest, but how can past trauma influence a woman's energy, sleep, stress, boundary setting, stories of worthiness? What role does past trauma play in that?
It literally is playing the role in everything that you do. Like anything that you're stressed over, you think that you're stressed over something. Like everyone has stress. And first, let's just say stress is an awareness mechanism to say that there's something out of balance, right? So I'm not saying that stress is bad. I'm saying that if we don't handle our stress in the correct way, it's going to throw you completely off. So whatever you are stressed about right now, think about it and think about what you think the reason is. Well, what we believe is that, and I love being able to be teed up right after Eva, because it goes back to like, what happened to you? What's stored in your body, in your brain over what happened to you a long time ago that you probably don't remember, but your body still remembers it, right? Your brain still remembers it. It's just like, we can't even remember what we wore yesterday. Like, how can we remember every single thing that has triggered us? So what rest we're able to do is we're able to look back at what happened to you and kind of do like a gardening of the mind to just kind of move that out of the way and leave this new, fresh, fertile place to plant a new seed and watch what happens and how you handle your stress. And you know, you're always going to have stress. I don't want to say, you know, you come work with us, you're never going to have stress again, but you're going to be able to be more aware of it. You're probably going to be able to respond in a much better way. And just having that awareness is huge. And to just also have some dang grace for yourself to realize that it's not about what is wrong with you, because there's nothing wrong with you. It's about what happened to you.
So Katie, can you talk a little bit about gut health?
Oh my gosh, yes.
Just, like, what is gut health influence, and why do we look at a GI map specifically?
Yeah.
What can it tell
why
us?
do we care? why do we care what's going on in there?
Yeah.
And so our gut, or our digestive tract, it is the one of the major points of detoxification in our bodies. So as we're trying to get our energy back, as we're trying to support our hormones, and as our body does its natural processes, we have to have a spot for our body to kind of go like detox out, exit out that system. And so what our gut environment can influence is so many different things. It does have a connection with our brain. We have a gut-brain axis, so it can affect mood. And most of our happy hormone, or serotonin, is actually made within our gut environment. So that mood is definitely affected. It also communicates with our hormones and kind of has a kind of breakdown effect, or the last point of breakdown for especially estrogen. So as we're looking at that kind of environment and how our different hormones communicate, we take a look at that gut too. And I also always find it interesting as well that it influences how our body works cellularly. So how it takes up like sugar from our blood and how it uses it. And so all these other kind of interesting background, behind the scenes processes that can influence how we feel, fatigue-wise, health-wise, all of those things.
Yes. I love what you just said, because someone will say, well, I don't really, some, I've got gassiness, I've got bloating, I'm constipated, I have diarrhea, but some go, well, I don't think I have gut issues.
Yeah.
And we go, well, are you tired? Are your hormones off? Do you have brain fog? Do you not sleep? Is your libido off? Are you having struggling losing weight? I mean, I could go on. Do you have aches and pains in your bodies? Do you have strange rashes? All of these things, we can go back to the gut. All right. Y'all are awesome. Ciao, ciao.